There's a quiet frustration that builds when you wake up in the morning feeling like you barely slept. You toss, you turn, you watch the hours pass on the clock, and somehow when the sun rises, your body feels heavier than the night before. You've been in bed for 7 or 8 hours, but your mind is foggy, your joints ache, and everything just feels off. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Sleep isn't what it used to be, and for many people over 60, it becomes one of the biggest obstacles to feeling strong, alert, and full of life. Sleep isn't just about closing your eyes, it's the body's repair time. And as we grow older, that repair becomes even more essential. Our immune system needs it, our memory depends on it, and our mood, digestion, and even our balance are all tied to whether we're sleeping well or not. But here's the problem. Most people unknowingly make small sleep mistakes that slowly chip away at their health. It doesn't happen overnight, but the impact builds over time. And before you know it, you're napping during the day, waking up exhausted, and struggling to stay focused. So let's take a deeper look at what might really be going wrong. Not just the usual advice like go to bed early or turn off your phone. We're talking about sneaky little habits that seem harmless but could be harming your sleep, your energy, and your overall well-being. One of the biggest sleep mistakes, especially after 60, is going to bed too early. Yes, too early. It sounds counterintuitive, right? After all, doesn't getting into bed at 8:30 or 9 p.m. sound like a healthy routine? But here's the twist. As we age, our natural circadian rhythms, the internal clock that tells us when to wake and sleep, begin to shift. It's normal to feel sleepier earlier in the evening. But if you go to bed too early, especially before your body is truly ready for deep rest, you're more likely to fall asleep quickly, only to wake up in the middle of the night, restless and alert. And what happens then? You check the time, it's 2 a.m. You lie awake, frustrated, maybe get up and read or watch TV, and then fall back asleep just before sunrise. That broken sleep is what leaves you feeling drained and groggy the next day. So instead of fighting your body's rhythm, try gradually adjusting your bedtime. Stay up just a little later, by 20 or 30 minutes, and only lie down when you feel genuinely sleepy. This small change can train your body to stay asleep longer and more deeply. Another common mistake is staying in bed when you can't sleep. This one's tricky because we're often told to rest, even if we're not sleeping. But here's what really happens. The brain starts associating the bed with frustration, worry, and wakefulness. Over time, this weakens the mental connection between your bed and the act of sleeping. So the more you lie there tossing and turning, the harder it becomes to fall asleep the next time you get in bed. Instead, try this. If you've been lying awake for more than 20 minutes, get up. Go to a different room and do something calming. Read a physical book under soft lighting, do some slow breathing, or just sit quietly. Avoid phones and screens. Once you feel your eyes getting heavy, head back to bed. The goal is to retrain your brain to see the bed as a place for sleep only, not for worry, problem solving, or watching late-night television. Now, let's talk about something that almost everyone overlooks: eating too close to bedtime. As we age, our digestion slows down. What might have been fine in our 30s and 40s, like a late dinner or a bedtime snack, can now lead to disrupted sleep, even if we don't feel it immediately. That heavy feeling in the chest, bloating, or even mild acid reflux can stir the body awake without us fully realizing it. You might not even remember waking up, but you'll definitely feel the fatigue the next morning. Try finishing your last meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. If you're someone who gets genuinely hungry late at night, opt for a light snack with sleep-supportive ingredients, like a small banana, a few almonds, or a bit of warm milk. But the key is to keep it light and allow your body to focus on rest, not digestion. These are just a few of the subtle traps we fall into, habits that seem harmless but quietly interfere with one of the most vital foundations of our health. When sleep suffers, everything suffers. And the older we get, the more critical quality sleep becomes. It's not about chasing a perfect 8 hours. It's about creating the right conditions for restful, healing sleep. Let's keep going, because there's more to uncover. Some of the biggest sleep disruptors might not be what you think. You said. So now that we've uncovered how going to bed too early, lying awake in bed, and eating late can mess with your sleep, let's keep digging. Because sleep isn't just about what happens at night. It's shaped by how you move, think, and live during the day. And one of the biggest things that throws sleep out of balance, especially after 60, is not getting enough natural light. You might be wondering how sunlight affects sleep. But here's the thing, your body relies on cues from the environment to regulate its internal clock, also known as your circadian rhythm. One of the strongest cues, like when you're exposed to bright natural light in the morning or early afternoon, it helps set that internal clock. Your brain gets the message that it's daytime, which kickstarts alertness and energy. Then, about 12 to 14 hours later, your brain naturally begins to release melatonin, the hormone that helps you wind down and fall asleep. But if you spend most of your time indoors, especially under dim lighting, where you don't get much daylight in the early hours, that rhythm gets confused. Your brain may not release melatonin at the right time, making it harder to fall asleep when you need to, and harder to stay asleep through the night. This is especially true during the colder months, or if mobility or health issues make it harder to spend time outside. What can you do? Aim for 20 to 30 minutes of natural daylight early in the day, preferably before 10 a.m. Sit by a sunny window, take a short walk, tend to the garden, or even just step onto the porch with a warm drink. It doesn't have to be intense sunlight, just regular exposure to the brightness of the day. And if you live in a place where natural light is scarce, especially in winter, a light therapy lamp can help mimic the effect. Think of it as giving your brain the signal it needs to run your internal clock on time. Now let's talk about a sleep mistake that often hides behind good intentions, relying too much on daytime naps. Don't get me wrong, a short, refreshing nap can do wonders, especially if you didn't sleep well the night before. But naps that stretch too long or happen too late in the day can backfire, throwing off your sleep schedule and making it harder to fall asleep at night. Here's what happens. When you nap for too long, say more than 30 minutes, your body can enter deeper stages of sleep, which can leave you feeling groggy when you wake up. That foggy feeling is called sleep inertia, and it can stick around for a while, making you feel more tired than before. Even worse, long or late naps can reduce your sleep pressure, the body's natural drive to fall asleep after being awake for a long time. That means when bedtime comes around, you're not as sleepy, and the cycle of tossing and turning begins again. So what's the sweet spot? If you need a nap, keep it short, around 15 to 25 minutes, and try to nap before 3 p.m. That way, you get a boost without interfering with your nighttime sleep. And if you find yourself needing long naps every day just to function, that might be your body's way of telling you that your nighttime sleep needs more attention. These seemingly small decisions, like when you nap or how much sunlight you get, carry a ripple effect. They influence your hormones, your mood, your metabolism, even your memory. And after 60, your body is more sensitive to these rhythms. That's not a bad thing. It just means you need to work with your body, not against it. Now, another issue that deserves attention is what happens in your bedroom environment. And no, we're not talking about decor or paint color. We're talking about temperature. A common mistake is sleeping in a room that's too warm. You might think a toasty bedroom helps you relax, but in reality, your body needs to cool down slightly in order to fall into a deep restorative sleep. A warm room can disrupt that natural cooling process and keep you in lighter stages of sleep throughout the night. As we age, our bodies also become more sensitive to temperature changes. Hot flashes, night sweats, or even just a warm mattress can cause repeated awakenings. If you're constantly waking up sweaty, restless, or just uncomfortable, your bedroom temperature could be the culprit. To support better sleep, aim to keep your room cool. Around 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit is ideal for most people. Use breathable cotton sheets, avoid heavy blankets unless it's very cold, and consider a fan or open window for air circulation. If your feet get cold easily, wear light socks instead of cranking up the heat. It's about balance, keeping your core temperature down without feeling chilly or stiff. Every one of these mistakes chips away at the quality of your sleep. Not just how long you sleep, but how deeply. And that quality matters more than ever after 60. It's during deep sleep that your brain clears out toxins, your heart rate drops, your muscles repair themselves, and your body recalibrates for a new day. Without it, you wake up feeling like a machine that was never fully powered down. But the good news is this, these patterns aren't permanent. You can shift them. You can retrain your body. You can create an environment and a routine that actually supports the sleep your body needs. One small step at a time. Let's keep going. There's one more mistake that many people overlook, and it might just be the one that's been holding you back the most. It's easy to assume that if you've tried everything, gone to bed at the right time, limited your naps, kept the room cool, then you've done your part. But there's one more sneaky mistake that often slips under the radar, bringing stress and worry into bed with you. You might not even realize you're doing it. You turn off the lights, pull the covers up, and instead of relaxing, your mind starts spinning. Maybe you're thinking about a doctor's appointment, or how a friend has been distant lately. Maybe it's financial worries or memories from the past that just won't let go. Whatever the source, when your head hits the pillow but your brain stays wide awake, your body doesn't stand a chance of settling down. Here's why this matters more as we age. Stress hits differently. Your nervous system becomes more reactive, and your cortisol, the hormone tied to stress, can stay elevated for longer periods. High cortisol at night is like slamming on the brakes of your sleep cycle. It keeps you alert, tense, and restless. Even if you manage to fall asleep, your rest is shallow, fragmented. You might wake up several times a night, and by morning you feel like you barely slept at all. The tricky part is, many of us have spent years powering through stress, pushing it down, distracting ourselves, staying busy. But when life slows down after retirement or the kids leave home, there's suddenly more quiet, and in that quiet, those thoughts get louder. That's not a flaw, it's just how the mind works. But it's also something you can change. Start with something simple, create a wind-down ritual. Not just a routine, but a signal to your body and mind that the day is done, and it's time to let go. This could be a few minutes of gentle stretching, reading a calming book, listening to soft music, or writing in a journal. Some people find comfort in prayer or quiet reflection. Others light a candle, sip herbal tea, or just sit quietly on the porch and breathe. It doesn't need to be long or complicated, it just needs to be consistent. And here's another tool: keep a worry notebook by your bed. Before you lie down, write out what's on your mind. Not to solve it, but to get it out of your head. The act of writing helps the brain release tension, like saying, "Okay, I've acknowledged this. I'll come back to it tomorrow." Your bedroom shouldn't be a conference room for your worries. Let it be a place of peace, of rest, of healing. If thoughts still race when you close your eyes, try focusing on your breath. Not in a forced way, just gently. Inhale through your nose, count to 4, hold for a moment, then exhale slowly. You can even whisper the words in and out with each breath, like a quiet lullaby to yourself. Over time, this kind of mindful breathing teaches your nervous system how to shift from alert to relaxed, from busy to still. Now let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Because sleep after 60 isn't just about sleep. It's about life. It's about waking up with energy instead of dragging yourself through the day. It's about having the clarity to remember names, make decisions, enjoy conversations. It's about giving your body the rest it needs to keep your heart, your brain, your immune system strong. Sleep touches everything. And the truth is, most of us weren't taught how to care for our sleep. We were told it's passive, something that just happens when we're tired. But real rest, deep, nourishing, healing rest, is something we can protect, something we can shape. And that's empowering. If you've seen yourself in any of these mistakes, know this: you're not alone, and it's never too late to make a change. Your body hasn't given up on you. It just needs support. A bit of sunlight in the morning, a cooler room at night, a shorter nap, a calming bedtime ritual. Small shifts, one at a time, and over a few weeks, you'll notice the difference. You deserve to wake up feeling good. You deserve to move through your day with clarity and peace. And it all starts with sleep. So if this video spoke to you, if something in it made you pause or nod or think, yes, that's me, I'd love to hear about it. Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments. What's helped you sleep better? What are you still struggling with? This is a space where your voice matters. And if you found this helpful, please give the video a thumbs up. It helps others find it too. Don't forget to subscribe for more practical tips on health, wellness, and living fully after 60. Because this journey is just beginning, and we're in it together. Here's to peaceful nights, bright mornings, and the strength to live your best life at any age.